Hello Yarniversee students, thank you for tuning into my video today. Today we have a very special video like always. Today we are going to be recreating this ombre gradient romper, backless romper. You know I love a backless crochet romper that I made last year. So with that being said, I am going to get started. Video, you're gonna need some red heart yarn. This one is ombre. This comes in like green, blue, gray, and this pink color. You're also gonna need a scissor. You're also gonna need a weaving needle or a darning needle. This is just to weave in your ends. And you're going to need a 5mm crochet hook. You're gonna start with the chain stitch. And this chain stitch is going to measure out around your neck. So now I have this very long string because we needed to tie around our neck like a halter top. And I'm always going to advise you that I just create these patterns without counting, like without like specific numbers of chains, even though I should. Math ain't my strong suit, okay? Unless you're talking about money. So now what we're going to be doing is we're going to be placing 3 double crochets into 1 stitch, then you skip 2. Then you put 3 in the next, skip 2, 3 in the next, skip 2, and you finish that until you go. You do that until you finish the row. So I'm going to yarn over, and I'm just going to skip this very first stitch. And I'm going to work into the back loops. So I'm going to yarn over. After I've skipped this very first stitch, then I'm going to push my hook through the back loops. Excuse me moving so slow. These nails are throwing your girl for a loop. Yarn over and push. Walk through the loop, pull up, yarn over 1, yarn over 2, and you're going to place 3, 2, into that 1 stitch. Then you're going to skip 2. So you have 3 in here, and then you're gonna 1, 2, and then you're going to go into the 3rd one. Skipping 1, skipping 2, then you're going into the back loop of this 3rd one. And you're putting 3 into that stitch as well. So the pattern for this is you're going to skip 1, 2, then you are going to yarn over, place your hook through that 3rd one, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Wow. Now I'm going to finish this row and then I'm going to come back. So I've come to the last double crochet on the row. I'm going to yarn over. So as you can see, I have 2 strings here. This string is my working yarn, and This string is the yarn that or it's my loose end. So I'm just going to yarn over both of them and pull it through this loop. And then I'm going to pull this one through. I'm going to pull my loose end through so that I can weave it in some more. And then I'm going to yarn over, pull through, and then off my work, leaving me a loose end so that I can weave it in to make sure it's secure. And I'm going to pull through and pull it. This is your strap to tie around your neck. So what you're going to do is, some people like their halter tops to start wide or, you know, a little in, but I like mine to like curve out. So I'm going to place stitch markers where I want my work to start. Place it around my neck. And I would prefer for mine to start here. Second row, you're going to create a slip stitch. And you're going to reconnect your yarn into where you have your placeholders or your stitch markers. You're going to chain 2. And then you're going to place 3 double crochets into the open spaces. So now you're no longer working into the back stitches or into any of the stitches. You're working in the open spaces. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. You're going to work that into all of the open spaces until you reach the other stitch marker. So 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And I'm going to finish this row and then I'm going to come back. All I'm doing is going to the other stitch marker. Now the sizing of this pattern will vary depending on your body size, your bust size. So you just have to make sure to go back and forth with measuring it on your body to make sure it's a good fit for you. I have a very small chest, so I can make the top of my I can make the top of my romper really small and gradually bring it back out. But if you have a bigger bust, you might want to open up your work a little bit more and start a little wider. I finish this row, I chain 2, then I turn my work, and then I do the same thing that I did in the previous row to do 1 in every, well, I'm going to do 3 in every open space. So 3 double crochets into every open space. Here is the second row. So because we're not working in the stitches and we're working in the open spaces, I have this chain 2 here. So I also have to end the row with a 1 double crochet connecting to the previous double crochet or the previous chain 2, so that, you know, the outfit is flush. Because if I don't and I turn my work here and I chain my work and turn here, it's not going to be even. I'm putting a double crochet into that last stitch, that chain 2 from the previous row, chaining 2, and I'm turning my work. And this is where you begin to, well, for me, this is where I begin to do the increases. So because I have this open space from the previous row, I want to do an increase. So I am going to place 3 double crochets into this open space here. So it's 1, 2, 3. So now I've just created another open space. So I'm going to do 3 double crochets into every stitch, including this chain 2 that I have at the end of this row. Okay, so I'm going to chain 2. I made it to the end of my work. Chain 2. I want to do another increase, so I'm going to place 3 double crochets into the very first opening. So I'm not putting anything into stitches, or I'm not putting any crochets in stitches. I'm putting them under the stitch, or yeah. So there's 3 there. Then I'm going to put 1, 2, 3 into every stitch or every open space. And I'll be back once I finish this row. Okay, so for my next row, I'm also going to do an increase. So I chain 2, turn my work, I'm going to place 3 double crochets into the open space. 1, 2, 3, and then I'm going to continue that all the way around, and then I'm going to come back. I did increases from row 4 to row 11, and now I am going to do rows with no increases. The increases count as the ones that you put into the chain 2, or the 3 double crochets that you place into the chain 2. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to, this is my 11th row, or I finished my 11th row. I'm going on to my 12th row. I'm going to chain 2, turn my work, and then I'm no longer placing the 3 double crochets into the chain 2 or the very last double crochet. I am only going into the available open spaces. I'm not making any open spaces anymore. So I'm just gonna go 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. You're going to continue that all the way down. 1, 2, 3. You're placing 3 double crochets into every stitch, but you're no longer making an increase. So this is my chain 2 and turn my work. So once I get to the other end of the work, you got to remember to place 1 double crochet into this last stitch, and then chain 1 and turn your work. I made it to the end of my 12th row, and like I said before, we're going to put a double crochet into the last stitch, just 1, and that's just to keep the shape of the shirt, because if I didn't put one there and then we started going backward this way, we would end up decreasing, and then the shirt would not, or the top would not be proportional. So now I chain 2, turn my work, and this is where you should be measuring it on your body to see if your bust will fit into this area. I'm gonna do one more row of no increases, so I'm just gonna put 3 double crochets into every open space except for the end and the beginning, which get 1 double crochet. Okay, so I have 3 rows of no increases. Now what we're gonna do is we're going to start doing decreases so that the romper goes in. So now I'm chaining 2, 1, 2, now I'm going to be going into this stitch alone. It's kind of the same thing we've been doing for the previous rows, but we're going to go, we're decreasing now, so we're doing 3, 3. All you have to do for these rows is make sure that you do not put 3 in these last stitches. The first and your last stitch only get 1 double crochet, or that counts as your chain stitch. I finished the previous row. I'm gonna chain 2, turn my work, and now we are going to begin increasing again. So this panel right here, it lays flat on my stomach, so it kind of just covers up like the front part of my stomach, and it shows the sides and my back. So now we're going to begin doing increases again. So in this first hole, we are going to put 3 double crochets. Okay, so this is what the front of the romper would look like, and here we are going to start making the pants. So you're gonna want to put it on your body or measure how much space you need for your butt and your front to fit into the romper. Are they hearing? Okay. You gotta this is where you need to do measurements. So you need to place this on your body or use a measuring tape to see the circumference or how much you need to chain in order to have space to get into the romper and space for it to look flattering on your butt. Some people have small butts, some people have big butts. It all depends on what your size is. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm going to make a chain. This chain is going to go around your waist. So I made the chain, and now I am going to connect the chain to the other side of the panel. I am also going to make sure that the chain stitch is not twisted, and I'm going to connect it with a slip stitch on the other side of the panel. Okay, so now that it's connected, I'm going to chain 2, and then I'm going to continue the same pattern all the way around. I made it back around, and you're going to do the same pattern that you did to start the project. So you are going to skip 1, 2, and you are going to place 3 double crochets into the back loop. 1, 2, 3. Okay, you're gonna follow that pattern all the way down. I'm gonna give you guys a closer view now. You're gonna skip 1, 2, and then you're gonna go into that third one, and you're gonna put 1, 2, 3 double crochets into that stitch. I forgot to say, you're also going to want to place a stitch marker where you begin your work, so, or where you begin the row in the back, because you want to make sure that you are coming back to this point and doing a, you're going to want to make sure you come back to this point and chain 2 and turn your work here. You want all of your seams to be in the same place. So I made it back around. I did a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 rows. So now I'm going to show you how I do my increases. When you're doing your increases, you want to fold your work in order to see where you would place that increase. So for me, I will place my increase when I go back around and reach my end over here. So I have 1 increase back here, and then I have 1 increase in this corner as well. So in order to do the increase, I'm gonna go and put an increase here. So when I'm doing my increase, what I'm doing is I'm going to place that 1, 2, 3, and then I'm going to chain 1, and I'm going to put 3 more into that same stitch. 1, 2, 3, and that's my increase. So I'm gonna go all the way around till I get to this other side where I'm going to place another increase. Okay, so I made it back to the other side, and now it's time to place another increase. What I'm gonna do is I'm going to put 3 double crochets. 1, 2, 3. Then I'm gonna chain 1, and I will put another 3 into that same stitch, and then I'm gonna finish the rest of the row doing 3 double crochets into every open space. After your increase row, you are just going to continue doing the pattern that you were doing earlier. You are going to put 3 double crochets into every open space. So I've finished making the bottom half, or the right now it looks like a skirt, but we're gonna make it into pants. Well, how many rows I have is 1, 2, no, that's not a lot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13 rows to cover up the butt. But what we're gonna do now is, once you reach the end of your work, or the end of your 13th row, you're going to yarn over, pull through, cut your string, and pull your loop through. Okay, so what you're gonna do is you're gonna fold your work in half, and you're gonna find the middle of your skirt, or your middle of your outfit, like lined up. Now what you're gonna want to do, how am I gonna explain this to you? You're gonna want to take, either you're gonna measure it with a measuring tape, or you can take another piece of yarn and measure like where your crotch area is. So what I mean is like how wide your pants have to be for it to be comfortable around your private areas. What I'm going to do is I'm going to reconnect the yarn into the middle, and I'm going to make a chain that is the length of the measurement that you took for like your crotch area. And you're going to connect it to the back. You're going to connect your chain to the other stitch, or the other middle row, and you're going to yarn over, pull through one, then you're going to cut your string again, and you're going to pull through. Okay, so in order to make the legs for the pants, what you're going to do is you're going to work into one side. So you're going to do one leg at a time. So you either do your right or your left, and then you do the other one afterwards. So right now I'm going to work on my left leg. And what you're going to do is you're going to push your hook through one of the sides of this, well, the side stitch that is closer to the leg that you're working on. So you're not going under the back loop, you're going into the left stitch, and you're going to reattach your hook and your yarn. Chain two, 1, 2, and then you're putting 3 double crochets into this stitch, and then you're going to skip 2, put it into the 3rd stitch again. You're following the same pattern that you use for the whole project. So you're going to go 1, 2, you're going to skip 2, so you skip these 1, 2, then you're going to put 3, 1, 2, 3, you're gonna do this pattern all the way down the chain stitch, and then I'll come back. I finished working in that chain stitch, and now all you're gonna do is continue that same pattern that you've been following. So you're gonna go 3 in every open space. You continue that all the way around. Now when you're working on your other leg, you are going to do the same thing that you did on this side. You are going to work into the stitch that is closest to that leg. So you're going to be working in this stitch right here. So for the left leg, you worked into the left stitches. For the right leg, you're going to work into the right stitches, so this side stitch. Okay, so I've made the leg part, or the pants part. Now what I will say is you might want to make the crotch area a little bit smaller, because I made mine a little too big, but this is what it looks like. This is what the pants look like. This is what the top looks like. And now we just need to make a chain stitch in order to connect up here. Now you're just going to take your yarn and create a pretty long chain stitch. So and you're going to want to weave in all of your loose ends. Never cut your string unless you've knotted it a couple times, but make sure you just weave your yarn in to, just make sure you weave in your loose ends so that, and tie it off so that your project does not come undone. All right, Yarniversee students, thank you for tuning into my video today. Be sure to like and share this video. Also comment down below any suggestions that you have for my next video or anything that I should try out next. And also subscribe to the channel, because why not? Why not? I'm coming out with a lot more videos, especially because it's summertime and we love a good crochet piece in the summertime. And stay tuned for my next video, because I will be showing you all of the crochet must-haves for the summer. Because come on, we need the bucket hats, we need the skirts, we need the beach cover-ups, we need the bikinis, we need everything crochet for the summer. So be sure to put on your post notifications so that you can see when that video comes out and when any of my other videos come out too. And I am so happy that you stayed this long for the video. And if you try out this pattern on your own, be sure to tag me in your photo on Instagram, or even just let me know down in the comments below. Love you. Bye.